Did you know that 81% of consumers say they need to trust a brand before they make a purchase? That's a huge number, and it's growing every year. In today's world, where skepticism is high and options are endless, trust isn't just a nice to have, it's essential for survival. Here's a surprising fact: a single negative experience can make 86% of customers switch to a competitor. Yikes! This means building and maintaining trust is crucial. But how do you do that in an age where transparency is demanded, and one misstep can be magnified? In this video, we'll dive into 8 powerful techniques that will help you build genuine brand trust. From the magic of transparency to crafting stories that resonate, we've got you covered. Stick around to learn how to turn your brand into one that people not only remember but also love and trust. Ready to transform your brand? Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Power of Transparency. Opening your brand's curtains. Transparency isn't just a buzzword, it's a business imperative. When brands show their true colors, consumers notice. In fact, a whopping 94% of consumers are more likely to be loyal to a brand that is transparent. But transparency isn't just about sharing the good stuff. It's about being honest, even when things go wrong. When a brand owns up to a mistake, 85% of customers are likely to forgive. That's powerful. Take Buffer, for instance. They publicly share their company's salaries, revenue, and even mistakes. This level of openness has earned them immense trust from their users. The key here is consistency. You can't be transparent only when it's convenient. Make it a core part of your brand's DNA. Share your challenges, your successes, and everything in between. Customers appreciate brands that act like real people, not faceless corporations. One strategy to start with is open book management. This involves sharing financials with your team and sometimes even your customers. It's a bold move, but it can pay off big time. Remember, transparency builds trust, and trust is the foundation of loyalty. If your brand hasn't embraced transparency yet, now's the time to start. You don't need to reveal every detail, but giving people a peek behind the curtain can make all the difference. Chapter 2: Social Proof 2.0. Beyond testimonials. Social proof isn't just about slapping a few testimonials on your website. Today's consumers are savvy. They know when something feels too polished. That's why you need to take social proof to the next level. User-generated content, UGC, is one way to do this. Encourage your customers to share their experiences on social media. Repost their content, and give them credit. This not only boosts your brand's credibility but also makes your customers feel valued. A Nielsen report found that 92% of people trust recommendations from individuals over brands. This is why UGC is so powerful. Another strategy is to showcase real-time social proof. Tools like Trust Pulse allow you to show website visitors what others are buying in real time. This taps into the fear of missing out, FOMO, and can increase conversions by up to 15%. Influencer marketing is another tool in your social proof arsenal. But don't just go for any influencer. Find someone who genuinely aligns with your brand values. When the partnership feels authentic, the trust they've built with their audience extends to your brand. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the connection. Social proof works best when it's authentic and relatable. Chapter 3: Storytelling that sticks. Crafting your brand's narrative. Humans are wired for stories. It's how we've passed down knowledge for generations. And in today's crowded market, a good story can set your brand apart. But it's not just about any story, it's about the right story. Research shows that brands with a strong narrative are 20 times more likely to be remembered by consumers. So, how do you craft a story that sticks? Start with your why. Why does your brand exist? What problem are you solving? Simon Sinek, in his book Start With Why, emphasizes that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Make your story relatable. The more your audience sees themselves in your story, the stronger the connection will be. Don't be afraid to show vulnerability in your storytelling. Share the struggles, not just the victories. Patagonia is a great example. They're open about their environmental challenges, and that honesty makes their commitment to sustainability even more believable. When your story is genuine, people feel it. And when they feel it, they trust you. Chapter 4: Authentic Engagement. The art of genuine connection. In a world full of automated responses, authentic engagement is a breath of fresh air. It's about more than just replying to comments. It's about creating real conversations. A study by Sprout Social found that 64% of consumers want brands to connect with them. But not just any connection, they want it to be real. One strategy is to personalize your interactions. Address customers by their names and reference past interactions. It's a small touch, but it shows you're paying attention. Another tactic is to ask questions. Not just any questions, but ones that invite real dialogue. This helps build a community around your brand. People are more likely to trust brands that feel like a friend rather than a company. Live video is another powerful tool for authentic engagement. It allows you to interact with your audience in real time. Whether it's a Q&A session, a behind-the-scenes look, or a live product launch, live video makes your brand more approachable. The key here is to be yourself. Don't script everything. Let your personality shine through. Authentic engagement isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. Chapter 5, Value-Driven Content. Educate, don't just sell. Consumers today are bombarded with sales pitches. That's why value-driven content stands out. When your content educates rather than sells, it builds trust. Research shows that 70% of consumers prefer learning about a company through articles rather than ads. This is your chance to showcase your expertise without pushing for a sale. Start by identifying the pain points of your audience. What are their challenges? Once you know this, create content that provides solutions. This could be in the form of blogs, videos, or even webinars. The key is to offer something useful. HubSpot is a master of this approach. Their blog is packed with actionable advice, which has helped them build a massive following. Another strategy is to create evergreen content. These are pieces that remain relevant over time. Think of them as resources your audience can come back to again and again. This not only builds trust but also positions your brand as a go-to expert in your field. Remember, the more value you provide, the more trust you earn. People appreciate brands that help them succeed. Chapter 6, The Consistency Factor. Building trust through reliability. Consistency might seem boring, but it's one of the most powerful trust-building tools you have. When your brand is consistent, people know what to expect. This reliability breeds trust. In fact, a study by Lucid Press found that consistent branding across all channels can increase revenue by up to 23%. So, how do you maintain consistency? Start with your messaging. Whether it's your website, social media, or email campaigns, your message should be clear and consistent. This includes your tone of voice, values, and even the style of your visuals. A brand like Coca-Cola nails this. Their branding is so consistent that you recognize it instantly, no matter where you are in the world. But it's not just about your external messaging. Internal consistency matters too. This means ensuring that your employees understand and live your brand's values. When everyone in your company is on the same page, it shows in your customer interactions. Consistency takes discipline, but it's worth the effort. Over time, it solidifies your brand's reputation and makes your business more trustworthy. Chapter 7, Customer-Centric Policies. The win-win approach. Your policies are a reflection of how much you value your customers. Customer-centric policies show that you put people first, which builds trust. Zappos is famous for this. Their 365-day return policy is a bold move, but it's one that has earned them a loyal customer base. Start by reviewing your current policies. Are they designed with your customers in mind, or are they there to protect your bottom line? The goal is to create policies that benefit both you and your customers. This could mean offering flexible returns, transparent pricing, or even a satisfaction guarantee. A study by PwC found that 73% of consumers say a good experience is key in influencing their brand loyalties. Another strategy is to involve your customers in the policy-making process. Ask for their feedback and listen to their suggestions. When customers feel heard, they're more likely to trust your brand. Customer-centric policies aren't just good for business, they're good for your brand's reputation. They show that you're willing to go the extra mile to ensure your customers are happy. Chapter 8, Crisis Management Mastery. Turning challenges into trust-building opportunities. Every brand will face a crisis at some point. How you handle it can make or break your reputation. But here's the thing, a well-managed crisis can actually increase trust. A study by Deloitte found that 79% of consumers remember brands that responded positively to a crisis. The first step in crisis management is preparation. Have a plan in place before a crisis hits. This should include clear communication strategies and a dedicated crisis management team. Speed is crucial here. The faster you address the issue, the better. But speed doesn't mean rushing. Be sure to get the facts straight before making any public statements. Transparency plays a big role in crisis management. Don't try to cover up the issue. Acknowledge what happened, apologize if necessary, and explain the steps you're taking to fix it. This shows that you're accountable and responsible. Johnson & Johnson's handling of the Tylenol crisis is a classic example. Their swift and transparent response turned a potential disaster into a case study in crisis management. Finally, use the crisis as a learning opportunity. After it's resolved, analyze what went wrong and how you can prevent it from happening again. Share these insights with your customers. This not only shows that you're committed to improvement but also strengthens the trust they have in your brand.